The cooperation between EKS and KYB started off back in 2014. We were actually looking for a better solution for our power steering support system. And in rallycross, you need all the power you can off the start. So we wanted to have a system that didn't consume energy straight on, and then while in the corner had good feedback. And the KYB EPS system was for sure something we have never heard of, but once we tested it, we all got more than excited to see how it was working. So that was our first contact point, and we had already success with the cooperation, and we felt the service was second to none. And I don't know if it was KYB or EKS that started the discussion about dampers, but I think it came from KYB and asked if we would be interested to develop a damper together and to try and be world champions. And I mean, we already gained so much trust from the work we did with the EPS that we said, no, for sure. Then it started off, we had a couple of tests just privately where the first dampers came, and already the first version was on a really high level. And then we were improving over the time, and especially hydraulic bump stops was something which is really put a lot of effort into. Also reducing the friction in the dampers was something that was improved over the years. And then, you know, the first race win, the first championship win in European Championship with Robin Larsson, then being teams champions where I was and vice champion in the World Championship. And then the icing on the cake, so to say, was when Johan managed on the last year of the petrol era to become world champion in the driver's title. And for us, that means a lot, because those 5 years, we have learned a lot, and I know we have been sharing a lot of engineering moments with KYB to make the dampers really a winning product. So I can't say more than it has been super exciting, and also happy that we have managed to bring the results back home. And trophies in the end of the day is what we live for. When we had the KYB engineering joining our test and we were doing the development on a testing day, it always impressed me. We had a service truck where the mechanic and the engineer were inside, and they were nearly in there all day long. So we just gave them dampers, they tuned them, they come back out. We went driving a couple of laps, send them back in. And I think they were hardly not out of the room just watching us drive a couple of laps. But the commitment the KYB engineers showed us is second to none. We have been very impressed of the engineers and the mechanics that have been working with us. But I also have to say the last years, now with COVID, we had more or less one shot every year to improve the dampers, settings and so on. And all those development steps we made have always been going forward. And that's very unusual. Most of the time you take a step forward and you might even do one backward until you find your sweet spot. But I think our feedback have been good, and also how they interpreted that in developing. So I think that's also coming down to how come we had so much success. For me, the dampers we have now are very reliable. So the last season we did, I say the reliability is what impresses me the most, that there's no real need more than to wash them. And that is what is most impressive. So we haven't, especially with Johan and Enzo, they were really taking well care of them, you would think. But if you see how fast they were, they didn't really take care. I think the parts were really robust, and still having the performance with very low friction and all the gimmicks, and especially the hydraulic bump stops and the general performance have been so great. As of today, the dampers are definitely one of the strongest links within the team.